Mr. Boxing Today.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So I just seen this article right here on boxing.com. I'll also leave this article in the description box, and you go ahead and read the full article. Click it, read it, come to your own surmise. But it's reporting that the possible opponent for Alexander Povetkin, July 12th, could possibly be Scott Alexander. All right, and this will be a part of Mir Khan's card that will be in Saudi Arabia. All right, so Scott Alexander. Last time you probably seen him in this fight right here against Travis Kaufman. He went down. He being Alexander went down in the first round. He gets up. He lands a good left hook out of the high guard position against Povetkin, and he landed a high guard left hook. Kind of land back, land low, then boom, came up with a left hook, and he dropped Kaufman towards the end of that round. All right, so I thought he could have possibly won that fight. His other losses, and he had a draw. I know he lost to Rodney Hernandez, and Scott Alexander also dropped the fight to who was the other one? I know he lost to Kaufman, um, LaRon Mitchell. All right, so that lets you know right there, and he hasn't got knocked out. You know what I mean? In either of those fights. All right, doesn't have a lot of pro experience, but he's a guy that's been in a lot of training camps. I know during this telecast of the Kaufman Alexander fight, Brazil was talking about sparring him, and him being in different camps and sparring, so he knew of him. Um, he's a 5'11", 225 pound type of heavyweight, so he's not a big heavyweight as far as height and reach, but he likes to move. He's kind of a mover, and he'll counter. All right, so when you think of 5'11", you just think of a pressure come forward guy. He's the exact opposite. All right, he likes to set you up. Use some combinations and move with a high guard, and you can bend at the waist a little bit. You know what I mean? So I think Povetkin should win the fight. I think Povetkin should indeed win the fight. Look at my rankings here that I put out a week ago. I have Povetkin at number 8. All right. I thought a good fight for him. Now, a lot of these guys have fights coming up in my top 25. All right. Jennings has a fight coming up with Joyce. Allen's getting ready to fight Price. Takam, Povetkin already fought Takam in a very good fight. I thought that was one of the better fights in the heavyweight division over the last years here. You know what I mean? 10 years or so. So I thought that was a really good fight. Helenius has Gerald Washington coming up next month. Joyce, I said again, with Jennings. Trevor Bryan, I know him and Emmanuel Charles trying to get something together. Brazil just lost in the first round against Wilder. Don't think he wants to come back and jump in there with a Povetkin right away, but not sure. Hunter, that would have been a good option. So somebody like Hunter Chisora has a fight coming up with Spilka. Martin has a fight coming up with Daniel Martz. I mean, there's some names here, that I think Povetkin could have came back and fought. A name that I would like to see him fight is a guy that I have in my top 25 at number 12, and that's Ajay Cabello. That's the fight I wanted for Povetkin coming back. I think it's a winnable fight for Povetkin. I think it's a winnable fight for Cabello. I think it's a nice crossroad fight, and I think if Povetkin can look at it like this, look, Cabello has beaten. He's beaten David Chisora. Some people thought Chisora won, but I had Cabello getting that by decision, clear and clean. All right, but he's beat Chisora between the Dillian White fights. He fought Chisora between the two Dillian White fights, and then he beat Radinko. I know we don't like to play the triangle game, but in my opinion, I thought he dominated Radinko way classier than Povetkin, Lucas Brown, or Huey Fury was able to do against Radinko. We know Radinko's a tough guy, to look good against. And he's a guy that's coming to win. He has a good record. He's only lost to Brown and the guys that I named. All right, so he isn't some journeyman with a load of losses. I think Radinko can beat pretty much all the journeymen as well, but he'll struggle against, some of the top guys or some of the guys that are probably a level above him. All right, but still give him good work. Cabello was able to drop him in this. I believe it was the 6th round. He dropped him with some body shots, and I think it was some body shots, but he dominated Radinko in that fight. So I think that'd be a good fight for Povetkin coming back. Povetkin made a good account of himself in the Joshua fight. He got stopped. He buzzed Joshua's nose. He was landing some good inside work on Joshua, kind of giving Andy Ruiz a little blueprint on how to fight AJ. Although we know that that's how Andy fights regardless. But Povetkin ended up getting stopped. It's only the second loss of his career, so he's trying to get a get-back fight. So I know on paper this looks like a total mismatch, and it should be a mismatch. But like I'm saying, Scott Alexander just isn't a complete total pushover that's coming in with, you know, a whole bunch of KO losses and all that type of thing. But on paper and with I've seen throughout the years, Povetkin is a better fighter than Scott Alexander, but Scott Alexander just has to be better than him on that night. So it's a good opportunity for Scott Alexander if this comes to fruition for him. Good opportunity. Um, Maybe he go in there and, you know, try to catch Povetkin while Povetkin is punching. A la the way he caught Kaufman. Kaufman was trying to be aggressive, had him cornered and got caught. Maybe he can work that same type of magic with a big left hook or uppercut, use his legs, make Povetkin chase him a little bit, and try to catch him with stiff counters. All right, but I see Povetkin kind of stalking him in a patient type of way, but being methodical and trying to use his jab and work his way in, and not just try to plot his way in with a high guard. I expect Povetkin to win the fight, man, but hey, if Scott Alexander can pull this off, he's been on PBC before. Hey, he pulled this off, man. His whole career can change. You know what I mean? But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section about this. Povetkin possibly fighting Scott Alexander in his return fight in Saudi Arabia on the Amir Khan card. Let me know what you think about this, y'all. I'm gone.